Hello. How's it going, everybody? What's the crack? Well, the crack, I'm back here with another podcast. You're saying, oh my God, is it you, Mr. Harrington? Yes, it is me. It is. How is everybody getting on? You're probably wondering, where the hell have I been? Well, that's what this podcast is all about. Where I have been and why I've been missing off your Spotify's and your Podbean maps and wherever else you listen to my podcast. Over the last number of weeks, what are we now? We're in October, and the last time I was here was July. I suppose been very, very busy. I just have no time, to be honest, to be in here. I'm trying to make time. I suppose I've been in England with the van doing house removal, and I've been touring all over Ireland, to be honest with you. It's coming into the very, very busy season as a courier, and yeah, so much to do and so much to tell you. So, well, I suppose we'll start with other podcasts as well. I was due to be on the Trucker Bible podcast, and I was due to be on David Cuddy's podcast, and that was in September. We're now in October, but just had no time, to be honest with you. Apps are up to walls. In about another 4 or 5 weeks, there'll be another child here in the house. So we're flat out here, my wife and me, getting that ready. We've kind of opened up the kind of merch side of things here in Éire Haulage as well, which is absolutely brilliant. There's a few people buying Simple as the Facts mugs. They are €20 and they come with a cup of tea. And we have number plates in stock as well. At this moment in time, there's only about 5 left, and they have the Éire Haulage logo. And they have the website, which is eirehaulage.ie, and of course, Simple as the Facts. And of course, this is what this podcast is called, Simple as the Facts with Mr. David Harrington. So, where have I been? Well, I'm going to be honest with you, haven't really been doing my radio show either, to be honest with you, because I just haven't had time to come into the office, you know what I mean? Herself, my wife, Sharon, she's been controlling the emails. So people are emailing info@eirehaulage.ie or else eirehaulage.ie or eirehaulage@gmail.com, so I say. A lot of people visiting the website as well. And, of course, there's a lot of people commenting on the TikTok. Now, the TikTok, we have a goal at the moment on TikTok, and that is to get 10,000 followers before the end of the year, if possible. Now, you're probably wondering, what will you get for the 10,000 if you're the lucky winner? Well, the prize I have to get me to 10,000 kilometers, jeez, we've done that anyway, I'll tell you all about that in a minute. Yeah, so I'll do any collection in any of the 32 counties in Ireland completely and utterly free. So if someone wants me to go to Donegal and bring it to Dublin, that's free. Me going up, collecting, going down. Completely free. Are you telling me it's free? So if I got you to get something in Dublin and bring it the whole way down to Kerry, yes, it is free. Absolutely free. No charge whatsoever. No charge for the diesel, the tolls, the time with me in the van, the whole lot. Everything is completely and utterly free. The only thing it's costing you is to use your phone to actually like me on TikTok. And you're saying, no, it's not. Do you pay Wi-Fi? Yes. Do you put credit in? Yes. Do you pay a phone bill? Yes. So it actually is costing you to go on my TikTok and actually give me a follow. Okay? That's the only cost you will have. A lot of people are asking me, what can it be? Well, you have to be over 18. And it can't be anything dodgy. You say, what do you mean dodgy? Look, I get numerous calls every single day to do dodgy stuff, and that's just something I don't do. We're above board with Éire Haulage. At the moment now, I am working on year 2025. Year 2024 is nearly over. I know we're in October, lads and ladies, but, you know, you have to look to the future. And the future for me, as a business going forward, is a trailer. At the moment, I'm trying to get my trailer license, but it's just very hard to get a place to do lessons. I have a place to do lessons, but they don't have free time until November. So I have to keep an eye on my phone for that one. And there's also a plan to put a diesel tank at the house. Sometimes it is cheaper to buy off the lorry than it is at the pump. And yes, I'm using a new fuel card. So I have now 3 fuel cards in my van. I have a Circle K fuel card. I have an Apple Green fuel card, and I have a CSC fuel card as well. And out of the 3 of them, the best card I have is a CSC fuel card. Now, I did say on a previous video on TikTok that I was stopping using the fuel card, and I did say that, but that was because I was with DCI. There was no point having my DCI card because it was the same price as the pump. And that is probably the case now for people as well. And the thing about DCI, yeah, they were great when I first started the business, you know what I mean, but every day you get your email, the same price as the pump, and you email them and they wait to come back, and every week you had to contact them. Every single week. And then I've left them as a dash cam as well. I have a dash cam and tracker in that van since 2021. And the dash cam is just not up to date. It is back in the 20th century, to be honest with you. Because the way they had the dash cam in, turn off the van, turn on the van, come in the computer, remember the time that it was, go back out and turn on the van, come back in, download, and back out and back in and back out. It was just driving me insane. It just wasn't for me. Until I found a new dash cam. So I'm no longer a member of DCI. I've completely cut ties with them for my dash cam, my tracker, and my fuel cards. And of course, they were going to charge me an arm and a leg for their dash cam, but sure, I seen it back in the post. You know what I mean? Now, who is my new dash cam and tracker? Well, I'll tell you straight up, I would recommend this to any single person. If you have a car, if you have a lorry, doesn't matter what you're driving, that you need this. So I go on my phone here now, right? You can't see it obviously because I'm recording this podcast, right? So if I go on my phone there now, right? Straight away here now. So where is it? So Fleet Data. That's who I'm with. Where did I find out about Fleet Data? Well, I found out about Fleet Data via the Light Up the Night truck run there. Just started the year, and I was there. What's going on here? Like, so you could track everything. So as I'm recording this podcast, our good old friend, Falve, he's after doing a massive thing, driving from Ireland to Sweden. Now, as I record on my podcast, everyone, right? It is 14:04, okay, and I'm looking at the view from my dash cam out of my window in my van. So the dash cam is live, if you get me. There's no keys in the van. The van is locked, but dash cam is still live. When I mean live, it's literally live. So if someone drove into that yard while I record now, I can see them driving into the yard. And I can see them driving back out. That's how good this dash cam is. You know what I mean? The tracker, right. So, for argument's sake now, let me see. Distance I have driven is 400 kilometers today. Let's tell me that. So it's telling me camera signal level 2, GPS altitude 1 meters, GPS on, ignition off. Engine hours GPS 527.2, mileage GPS 24717.3. That's how many kilometers I've done since the dash cam was put in. You know what I mean? Now I do have to ring him because it's not giving me my average fuel consumption, so I must ring him about that. But tracker and dash cam, and it's live. So it's literally, if you want to come with me for a day, and I'll show you how live it is. Because I can just go on the phone and you'll see what you're seeing out the window. You'll see it come up on my phone. So Fleet Data is the crowd you need to go for there. I would highly recommend anyone that has a truck or even a trailer. You can put the tracker on the trailer. Because you know sometimes the old trailers do go missing, like, you know what I mean? So you will have instant access on your phone and you can find out where that trailer is. Right, so that's Fleet Data. So I'm going to get one for herself's car as well because there's a crazy amount of drivers. If you go on TikTok, you see, what's his TikTok name? Is it Trucky or something like that? And he puts up videos every day from his dash cam. And there's just very, very stupid drivers out there. Very, very stupid drivers. My own good old buddy, Ray, he has a dash cam as well. He has a video up on his TikTok. He was coming through Swinford. A young lad runs out in front of him. The young lad didn't even look left or right. I don't think that person went to school or he was taught in school. You got to look left and right. Only for Ray's quick response, there could have been a serious accident there. You know what I mean? You also have people brake checking you. Happens to me every single day. You know what I mean? But they don't realise they're brake checking, right? They're being recorded live on the camera. And if anything did happen, it's not going to be my problem. It's going to be their problem. Right. So, if you want to buy some merch off me, the only way you can buy merch at this moment in time is off me directly, and that is paying via Revolut. If you want to pay via PayPal, davidhkp@gmail.com. If you want to pay me via the bank, AIB, you can send me a message. I'll send you my IBAN. And if you're doing Revolut, so if you want to buy a mug, they're €20. They come with a cup of tea. That is €20 delivered, everyone, right? That is €20 plus a tea bag, completely and utterly delivered to you for €20. No charge on that, right? Number plates here, €20 delivered. Okay? So, yeah. So, the merchandise kind of things. We did do orders for beanie hats as well. A lot of people ask me about beanie hats. Beanie hats are going to have air haulage on them. They're also going to have simple as the facts on them. We have orders for polo shirts. They are going to have simple as the facts on the back with the logo. We have softshell jackets on order as well. So, I'll put it this way. The next order that I'm doing, lads, will be in November. That'll be the order for December. You know what I mean? Because you're probably saying, Jesus, David, you're not giving us much time. I'm giving you as much time as I can, lads. So you can order from now right up until, I suppose, we'll say the second week of November. And that's where I'll have to close everything up because I won't have the time to deal with the merchandise because I am a Fastway courier, lads. And we'll put it this way. As I record this podcast today, this morning, there was 2 Arctic lorries sent to Donegal Fastway. It's getting really, really busy. The Christmas rush actually has started. I've seen it myself in my van and what I'm delivering. Monday and Tuesday, it was absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? But it's great. And I would advise anyone that's listening to this podcast or tell your friends and family, do the shopping now. What I mean by that, you will save us, Fastway, DPD, GLS, UPS, every courier, loads of time coming up to the busy period, which is Christmas Eve and stuff like that. So if you actually do your shopping now, you can go online, go on Very, go on Temu and all that kind of stuff, and just get it over and done with. Can you imagine it, right? Coming up to December, and you have everything done. And it's in October now, and everything is done, like, out the gap. You know what I mean? You won't have to go walk around the shop. Oh, what am I going to get me wife? What am I going to get? Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Do it now. I know Black Friday's coming up, but is Black Friday really Black Friday? If you go look at the prices of the stuff and then when they put it up and down, I don't really believe in the Black Friday, to be honest with you. But we were actually talking about Black Friday ourselves this morning in work. We were just thinking, what is the crack? Because there will be Black Friday deals. Will there be a Black Friday deal for air haulage? There probably will be, yeah. You could never know. Now, how are people contacting me with the man with the van? It's very simple. I don't know where people get my phone number from. I really don't. I get phone calls now for everything and anything. I even get people ringing me now just to have the chat. You know, they might be feeling a bit down and they just ring me and they have the chat. And I give them a bit of a laugh and then they go off on their merry way. And if that's what people want to talk to me about, rally on. Also, I get loads of people just taking the piss out of me. You know what I mean? That's fine too. Like, I have a job advertising my TikTok at the minute. And a lot of people are just ringing me. And it was all red flags for me, lads. Like, you're looking for a job, lads. You don't go in and say, hi, what's the money? You don't say that first. That is a very, very silly move. And there was one other fella then that got round me. And he was saying, blah, blah, he had a van and the whole lot. He goes, what is it a day? Blah, blah. I said, it's $120 a day, plus I pay for your fuel. I give a fuel card, like. He goes, I burn the green. And then, bang, out the gap he went. No problem, like. It's $120 a day. Like, that's what I'm offering. $120 a day, plus I give you one of my fuel cards. So you're driving, you're going to pay €120, and you don't have to pay for the fuel. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I had a lot of people down in Tipperary ring me about that job. I had a lot of people in Galway ring me about that job, in Limerick, in Clare. I don't know, is there anyone in Mayo that wants a job? I don't know, let me know if you do, like. Because basically what I want, I'm looking for a driver, lads. If you have a van, it's even better. Because I want to take off the 13th of November. So the 13th to 14th to 15th. And then I will be off the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21 and 22. And that's my holidays I'm taking. So basically my child is due to be born the 13th, if everything goes according to plan. So I want to have those couple of days off to spend it with my daughter Roisin and my wife and my new child. And then I'll be back to work, and God only knows when there'll be break again. So, yeah, at this moment in time now, my computer is saying to me, no signal. What is that about now? That I don't understand now. So hopefully you can still hear me. Yeah, you can, right? I don't know if you can still hear me there now. Because 2 screens just went absolutely blank here. Don't ask me what's going on. Yeah, the computer is causing a lot of issues. Don't know why. I'm going to have to sit into a computer place, I think, because this computer does everything. It records me podcasts. It does videoing. It does the radio. So, yeah. What is the plan for the next couple of weeks? Next couple of weeks, the plan is for myself to get me Christmas shopping done. My son, DJ, wants a PlayStation, so that'll probably be the dearest thing I'll have to buy. Yeah. The van is due at DOE soon. She's on. So, as in today, I'm not sure if I ever told you the mileage on it in a podcast, but I'll tell you now anyway. Because for the next podcast it'll be different. 313,496 kilometers on the engine. And of course that was bought in November of 2021. So this weekend there'll be a lot more mileage put on it. Aero Haulage and me, we are heading to Wexford. Yeah, a few jobs to do in Wexford, and promotional video to do in Wexford as well for someone down there for TikTok, so that'll be done as well. And then I have collections in Kilcormac, I have collections in Birr, and then I'm doing drop off to Galway. And then the following week then I'm down to Kerry, and that'll be an interesting one because the 19th of October I am heading to Faha. Now, you're maybe following me on TikTok, you may be not, you may be following me on Snapchat, you may not be, but if you're not, well, I'm telling you here now on my podcast that we will be doing a massive job to the van on the 19th of October. So I came to DNC Mobile Valeting. I said, look, I want to do a promotional video for Rycal and Kenotech. He goes, what's the plan? I said, I'm not going to wash the van. And he goes, how are you going to manage that one? Because I always have my van clean. You know what I mean? So the van hasn't been washed since I actually was down with Damien to get it validated. So 19th of October, everyone. It has been brought to Killarney. DNC Mobile Valeting are going to be there. Rycal is going to be there. And so is OCD Valeting in Limerick. He's also coming down as well. So there is going to be a massive promotional video made that day. And I'm going to be recording how they mix it and what they use. But I will tell you one thing about it, lads. There's no brush. So I'm telling people up here in the west of Ireland, if you're washing cars and vans with a brush, you will not see my van in your place. No more. I am finished now going to places that are using a brush. It is long and gone. That is the old way to do it. The new way is get onto Rycal, order your Kenotech and all the little goods he has, and it makes your job so much easier. So there's a few places in Mayo are going to lose custom now until they start washing without a brush, which probably won't happen because I was talking to a crowd there one day and they said they won't be doing it, so I won't be in there with my car or my van. Right, what else is happening? Yeah, I suppose when it comes to the radio, everyone, I do a lot of advertising on the radio. I have a sponsor for the radio show, but me and another fellow, we were talking today, right? Got a phone call, seen the name come up, I was like, Jesus, what does he want? You know what I mean? And he left that phone call with me buying a bobblehead off him. So you're going to see a video with that bobblehead there very, very soon. Now, we were talking about podcasts. Now, people want a podcast every single week. That's fine. That's fine. But sometimes there is no time to make a podcast. But if you would like to sponsor my podcast, I guarantee you there'll be an episode every week, because I'll have no choice to make time, get in here, sit in me hole, and let you talk into the microphone. So, if you're interested in sponsoring this podcast, now, what can you get from sponsoring this podcast? Well, I tell you, you will get a mention on TikTok, on Snapchat, on my radio show. We'll even put up on my website as well that my podcast is sponsored by you, whoever you are. You know, and it'll actually entice me to go in here and actually do a podcast. Next few podcasts, I'm busy, right? So I'll have a podcast for next week anyway, guaranteed. It'll be something totally different, just letting you know. The week after, I will have a podcast. It'll be something totally different. The podcast in 2 weeks' time, we'll say the week of after the 19th, that is going to be one podcast you're going to have to listen to, because I'm going to be sitting down. There's going to be 4 of us around the table, and I'm going to be asking questions to those 3 businesses. So they will answer questions that you might want answered, right? So keep an eye on that one. And my radio show is brought to you by Euromotive Group, as you know. A lot of people get on to me in Snapchat. I put up the snaps every morning with me lights on and lights off, and they're like, where do you get the lights? Because there is a beam off them lights that you can get nowhere else. Now, the thing about Euromotive lights, everyone, right? You have a 5-year warranty, right? You know, you have lights in your truck now, you're saying, just there's no warranty in them. And if they go, that's it, you have to replace them. Euromotive, 5-year warranty. They've sent me a new beacon, so that's going to be on the van. A few other bits and goods. So the van is going through another change. And people give out to me, they say, why are you spending money on the van? It's my money, lads. I work very hard for my money. Even my wife said it to me. She goes, David, we're working like dogs. And that's what most people in Ireland are actually doing, is working like dogs to pay the bills and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't help now the government as well, putting up the price of diesel and stuff like that. I know what they're trying to do with that, like, because diesel is never going to leave this country. There's enough diesel all over the world to keep us going. Like, these electric things, don't even get me started on that. That's another podcast. I don't have time for that today. Yeah, so advertising me in this radio, but if you want to advertise in the podcast as well, that is no problem. Just give me a phone call, 087 454 7165. What is the future for me? Hopefully we get a sponsor for the podcast. We're going to do our very best to have a podcast out every week now for the rest of the year. And we might take a Christmas break from it and come back at it again in January. But it's just to get time, lads. You know what I mean? Luckily, I was finished early today. And I did say to my person on the phone call, I said, I'm recording a podcast. And actually, I was supposed to send him a Snapchat there. So I'm actually going to send him a Snapchat now. So yeah, I'm sending him the Snapchat there now of me recording the podcast as well. And that person I'm snapping now, he'll have a podcast very soon. And he has loads of plans. And yeah, and I'm going to be on his podcast as well in a couple of weeks. Or it could be a couple of months. But just using that program there now to record it. And people ask me, what do I use to record my podcast? So I record with Sam Broadcaster Pro. I have this on my laptop as well if I want to go out on the road. But I also have another app on my phone that I can record. And you're saying, what's wrong now, what you're doing at the moment? Well, I'm down looking at my phone, and I'm looking for the person I'm supposed to be snapping. Snapchat if you want, lads, on me. It is Eraholic. And that is simple as the facts. I think that's who it is now. Hopefully. Right. Have I heard news? Right. If you're looking for a man with a van, I am your man. Right. If you're looking for a man with a radio station, I'm that too. Like I said, merchandise here. All I have in stock at the moment is mugs and number plates. I will have beanie hats in stock soon. We have new travel mugs. We have sunglasses. I have biros coming. I have calendars coming. Calendars for the wall. Calendars for the desk. So it's all happening here with Eraholic. I do want to apologise for not being here for the last while. Be honest with you, just haven't had the time. So, I serviced my van the 6th of August. And since the 6th of August, I have 28,000 kilometres driven. So you can kind of guess now that there's been very little time to sit in the studio here in the office and stuff like that. So, hopefully you will like and subscribe to the podcast if you can. Open your Spotify, open your YouTube. Now, if people want me to up my game here and want me to put cameras in here while I record the podcast, that is fine too. You let me know. And if you would like to tell me what you would like to hear on the podcast in the future, let me know. gives me time to actually find something that someone wants to talk to me about. And away we go. So, next few podcasts, something totally different next week. The week after, all the boys. And week after that, then I have a plan as well. Right. I'm David Harrington. This is Simple as the Facts podcast. Where have I been? I do apologise I haven't been here, but we will be back here next week with something totally different. So, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, the lot. Let me know what you think. Send me a Snapchat, send me a phone call, or a WhatsApp, 087 454 7165. If you're looking for the man with the van, I am your man. As you're listening to this today, I am going to Wexford, en route to Wexford on Saturday morning. If you're in Mayo and you want something brought, my van is completely empty. On that bombshell, I'm out of here. This is Simple as the Facts. Where have I been? Hopefully you've enjoyed. Until next time, I'm David Harrington. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.